right, guys, so I'm sitting on the floor today. We have some base 10 blocks sitting out here. So I've got some ones over here, some 10s over there. And today I want to remind you that we can make numbers in different ways. So for example, if I wanted to make the number 12, I could just use my ones. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Beautiful. So right here, I have 12. Okay, I counted out 12 ones. That works just fine. But I am lazy and I never actually want to count out 12 ones. Is there an easier way I could do it? Maybe including some of my 10s. Think about the number 12. Yeah, so a different way I could do it would be to have 1 10 and 2 ones. So I've got 12 up here. I have 12 down here. They are the same number, okay? There's nothing really different other than just how I have arranged them. They are the same thing. So if I have, I don't know, let's say I have the number 14, I have 1 10 and 4 ones, and I say, you know what? I have a lot of extra energy today. Instead of having a 10 block, I'm gonna trade that for ones. I can trade a 10 and it's a, whoa, that's weird, trying to videotape that. I can trade a 10 for 10 ones. That's why it's called a 10. Okay, so I can trade it for 10 ones. And then once again, I still have 14. It's the same number. I just rearranged it. So today, as we are subtracting, we're going to be doing some rearranging. We are going to keep in mind that 10 ones like this and 10 like this are the same thing. It's just a way of how I rearrange them. Let's take a look on the board. So we just took a look at those base 10 blocks on the floor. My knees are a little dirty from kneeling down. Now what we're going to do is see what that means when we're trying to subtract. Okay, so we've been doing some subtraction where it's been easy. I have always had enough so that I could take away the number I wanted, right? If I have 4 jelly beans and Amelia wants to take 3 jelly beans away, she can because I had 4, so there's 3 to take away, right? If I had 4 jelly beans and Amelia wanted to take 5 from me, she couldn't because I don't have 5. So today we're going to take a look at what happens when it becomes impossible to take away the number that the question wants you to take away. So let's take a look. And when it's impossible, we all have to yell quietly in our houses, being respectful of the other people, impossible! Okay, just so you are aware, that's going to happen. Okay, let's take a look at a question. All right, 24 minus 15. Just a quick look at it. It doesn't look super complicated. A couple 2-digit numbers. None of these numbers are really big, so let's take a look. 4 take away 5. Is that possible? If I have 4 cupcakes, can you take 5 cupcakes from me? No, I don't have 5 cupcakes. So this is impossible. Thank you. Thank you for yelling that. That was lovely. When it is impossible, we don't just throw our hands up and walk away. There's something we can do. And that was when I showed you on the floor, the base 10 blocks. We can trade the blocks. So I don't have enough ones right now, but there's a bunch of 10s over here. I can trade one of my 10 blocks and put it over here as ones. The way that I do that is I cross out the number here. It's not going to be 2 10s anymore. I'm going to take 1 away. So now I only have 1 10 left. But now I'm putting 10 over here. So what's 4 plus 10? It's 14. I like to just put the little 1 in front to say this is now a 14. The number is still the same, okay? 1 10 over here and then another 10 over here. I've just moved them. All I've done is rearrange them so that it's easier for me to do the question. just like I did with the blocks earlier. But now I can actually work with these numbers, right? If I have 14 cupcakes and you want to take away 5, we can do that. So, what is 14 take away 5? Extra math is going to help you here. It is 9. Good. Now we go to the next column. We keep going. Now, this is not a 2 anymore because I stole something from it. Now it's just a 1. So what is 1 subtract 1? Oh, easy, easy. 0. I would like you to write down the 0 just so that I can see that you did think about this and you figured out the correct answer. The answer here is 9. So when we're taking from the number next door, the number beside it, we can call that borrowing, we could call it regrouping, or if you want to be evil, you can even call it stealing. I am stealing something from next door. I like to go with that one because, I mean, who doesn't want to pretend to be a robber every so often? Let's do another one. Take out your pen or pencil and a paper, just a scrap piece of paper so that you can follow along with this. All right, let's do, okay, we're gonna do 91 subtract 64, okay? We start in the ones column, always, always. 1 subtract 4. Thank you, yes, it's impossible. If I only have 1, you can't take 4 away. There's not enough. It can't happen. So I'm going to go next door to take a 10. So I'm gonna go next door, gonna take 1 away. If I take 1 away from the 9, what's left? 8, good. And now I'm bringing that 10 back over to turn that into an 11. You always just have to put that 1 in front of the number that was already here. Okay, you don't have to think too much about it. Cross it off, put the number, put a 1 in front of the 1 in the ones column, okay? 11 subtract 4, what is that? It's possible, what's the answer? Good, yeah, 7. And then 8, because now we have an 8, this is not a 9 anymore, now it's an 8. 8 subtract 6 is, beautiful, 2. Our answer is 27. So in your work today, you are going to be borrowing or stealing from the number next door. And just keep in mind, all you're doing is rearranging the number based on base 10 blocks. We can do this easily, and it doesn't change what the number actually is. We're just rearranging it so that it's easier to work with. Let's take out our math workbooks and see what you're going to do today. All right. We are looking in our math workbook again. Today we're on page 63 all the way up to 65, okay? Take things slowly today. I know this is sort of the tricky part of subtracting, is trying to figure this part out. But I just want you to keep remembering that we're just trading some 10s for 1s, okay? You're gonna do numbers 1, 3, 4, and 6 today. That's written out on your schedule, so don't feel like you need to write it down really quick. In number 1, you're regrouping the regrouping a 10s block as 1s. So we have 3 10s here and 6 1s. All I want to do is take one of those 10s and trade it for 1s. So you see, this is what it was before. After, there's 2 10s and 16 1s, okay? So they've done all of the drawing here for you. All you need to do is tell me how many 10s and 1s are there, and see that they have traded, so they've subtracted 1 10 so that they can add 10 1s. All right, when you're done with that, you're gonna turn over the page to take a look at number 3. In number 3, we are doing what we did on the board, where we're going next door to steal or borrow 10. Okay, so in our example here, I would put the 1 in front of my 2 on the board. They've put the 12 up above. You can do it either way. It's completely your choice, whatever makes more sense to you. So they said 2 minus 3 is impossible, so they went next door. They took 1 away from the 8 and it became a 7. And then they put the 1 in front of the 2, which makes it a 12. And now we can actually subtract. 12 minus 3 is 9. 7 minus 5 is 2. Done. you're going to do that for these other questions, okay? Go slowly. If you are really, really struggling with number 3, you can just do number 3 and be done for today. I would rather that you do less work but really understand how to do it than that you do all of the work really fast and don't really know what you're doing. So take your time here, make sure that you understand what we're doing, okay? To check to see if you're right, you could actually take out a calculator if you wanted to. If you add up the 2 bottom numbers, it will equal the top number. So a really quick way to check your own work and make sure that you're doing it correctly is to add these numbers together and see if you get that answer. If you don't get this number, then you know you've done something wrong. It might be time to take a look over it. If you've done question 3 and you're feeling really confident, you can move over to number 4. In number 4, sometimes we need to regroup or borrow, but sometimes we don't. So you'll see in this one, it was 5 take away 6. Impossible, we need to regroup. That means borrow or steal. But in this one, 8 minus 5, that is possible. So we just say, that's okay, I don't need to do anything, right? So you don't actually have to subtract in this question. Do you see how there's like gray boxes at the bottom? That's because you don't have to answer these questions. All you need to do is tell me, where's the bigger number? Is it on the bottom or is it on the top? And if you need to regroup, then do that. Go next door, take 1 away, put the 1 over here, and then be done that question. Woohoo! All right, and then you're gonna come over here. Number 6 is where we really bring all of this together. The regrouping, knowing if you have to regroup, okay? So you're gonna do your subtraction and you're going to decide if you need to regroup or not. And if you do need to regroup, then you are going to do it carefully, okay? All right, guys, this is your math for today. Do your best. It's tricky, but if you can get your head wrapped around it, you are going to be good to go. I'll see you tomorrow.